Olson Olson, hiding these records from the public, and us as citizens continually paying them to do so. Fine, because I'm gonna keep reminding you, and there's a lot of other citizens here who asking for records, body cam videos, and we're not getting them. Why? This council is allowing this attorney firm to hide records, or better yet, charge enormous amounts of money for records that are supposed to be given to the public.
Robert Harvey, I'm not going to give my address. It's my Fourth Amendment right. Okay. I normally review Councilman Lowry's Facebook page before these meetings to refresh my memory about his terrible behavior. But because Facebook deleted his page yesterday, I was not able to do that. Page taken down. You're a little coward for that. Sarah Lowry, she's not here tonight, but she recently mentioned that she is going to run for city councilwoman. Out on her, she sent me an email the other day, and it says, quote, Harvey, you suck more dick than Pamela Anderson, end quote. She didn't call my voicemail and leave numerous harassing messages and threatening messages and masturbating on my voicemail. Well, I'll let y'all be the judge of that.
If I were you, I would stop with the lies.
Gus,
I've done this.
let's stop. Let's stop for a minute and let's get Gus. We'll stop your time. That's fine. Does council have does any council member have an objection to hearing this recording?
I do, Mayor. I don't think it's appropriate that we do any recordings at all, period.
Your opinion is irrelevant.
Okay.
I do. I've tried to do that before, and I was not allowed to do it
No,
myself.
I don't really follow all this stuff.
I'm getting tired of coming here. I just wish you.
But
I'm
here's my only
out of
point.
office and
I just
start
asked.
behaving.
Let's.
I just
I mean, act like an elected official.
I-
I know your wife's running.
Mr. Harvey, Mr. Harvey.
He's asking people for votes.
Tyranny, corruption, extortion. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. BZ Watchdog News Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn because tonight we're headed back to the circus, also known as the City Council meeting in Lamarck, Texas. That's right, the place where transparency goes to die and public records apparently come with surge pricing. In this episode, we watch citizens stand up and speak about something radical, like wanting public records, body cam footage, invoices, emails, basic stuff. But according to the fine folks over at Olson Olson, the law firm that seems to think the Texas Public Information Act is more of a suggestion, the solution to transparency is quite simple. Just raise the invoice high enough so regular citizens can't afford it. Problem solved. You want the body cam footage? That'll be $3,000. You want accountability? That'll be $1,500. You want constitutional rights? Sorry, those are back ordered. And the council just sits there, nodding like this is normal. Then enter Harvey Freebird, and he brings the heat. Because now we're talking about Councilmember Joseph Lowry and his wife Sarah running for city council. That's right, because apparently in Lamarck, public office is a family loyalty program. And here's where it gets really interesting. I have obtained Sarah Lowry's official candidate application. And folks, it was initially rejected. Why? Because it wasn't filled out correctly. Now, I'm not saying running for city council requires you to be a legal scholar, but if you can't properly complete the document required to qualify for office, maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't be writing ordinances. And at the end of this video, we're going to put the application on the screen, we're going to go line by line, and we're going to go over the Texas Election Code requirements that say candidate applications must be completed accurately and properly. Because this isn't personal. This is about competency. This is about compliance. And this is about whether rules apply to everyone, or just to the citizens who dare to request records. So, buckle up, smash that like button, drop a comment, share this everywhere, follow us on Facebook for real-time updates, because sunlight is coming. And as always, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Let's roll the footage.
Mr. Robert Harvey. Welcome, Mr. Harvey. Name and address for the record, please.
Robert Harvey, I'm not going to give my address. It's my Fourth Amendment right. Okay. I normally review Councilman Lowry's Facebook page before these meetings to refresh my memory about his terrible behavior. But because Facebook deleted his page yesterday, I was not able to do that. He did, however, take to his other Facebook page. Excuse me. He did, however, take to his other Facebook page after his main page was deleted and immediately started blaming me for it and instructing people to report my page falsely to get my page taken down. And you're a little coward for that. I've never instructed people to report your page or get your page taken down. I will say, though, I remember about a week ago or so, he did a live stream where he was driving around going to businesses, trying to solicit trespasses against me and allegedly passing out flyers, instructing people how to unlawfully trespass me. And you're a coward for that, too. It did not work. I've been to Galveston numerous times since then, and his attempts failed. These are attempts to stop my First Amendment right, and this is retaliation for me practicing my First Amendment rights. Sarah Lowry, she's not here tonight, but she recently mentioned that she is going to run for city councilwoman or city councilman. I didn't have to look very far to find something to talk about on her. She sent me an email the other day and it says, quote, Harvey, you suck more dick than Pamela Anderson, end quote. And then she goes on to say how she didn't call my voicemail and leave numerous harassing messages and threatening messages and masturbating on my voicemail. Well, I'll let y'all be the judge of that.
Okay.
If I were you, I would stop with the lies and
Harvey, we can't have a Harvey, Mr. Harvey, we cannot have a recording. We cannot have a recording. Gus,
I've done this.
let's stop for a minute and let's get Gus. We'll stop your time. That's fine. That's fine. Is this time stop?
This is me expressing my First Amendment right. There's
Okay.
nothing wrong
Okay.
with
So
this.
what
I've
I'm
done
going to do,
this all
Harvey,
over the country.
it's okay. It's okay. Let's slow down for a minute. What I'm going to do, because I'm not a lawyer, right? I'm going to bring Gus into this discussion if you don't mind, because I don't want to violate your First Amendment rights.
Why don't y'all just let me finish it?
Okay. Okay. Give me a minute. Give me a minute so that we can do this in a way that our residents feel comfortable. Gus, what are you saying?
Oh.
Mr. Harvey, come on.
Sorry, I didn't mean.
Gus, what are you saying, Gus?
The council can prohibit recordings if they want. Mr. Harvey's free to address y'all.
The council can prohibit recordings if we want.
You as the mayor can prohibit recordings if you want as the presider of this meeting. It is up to you.
Is it against the law for a recording to proceed?
Blocked me from doing it before.
It's okay. It's okay, Joseph. We're here now today. Is it against the law for a recording to be brought forth?
It's not the best practice.
Okay, here's what I'll do without getting a vote.
It's not against the law to do it in the lobby. It's not against the law to do it right here. It's a public forum.
Okay,
It's First Amendment.
here's what I'll do without getting a vote. Does any council member have an objection to hearing this recording?
I do, Mayor. I don't think it's appropriate that we do any recordings at all, period.
Your opinion
just-
is irrelevant.
Okay.
I do. I've
Your
tried to do that
opinion's
before and I
irrelevant
was not allowed to do it myself. so.
Okay.
And Mayor, let me just say this and just say this. I don't do that because of Mr. Harvey. You know, I don't really follow all this stuff.
I'm getting tired of
But-
coming here. I just wish you.
But
I'm ready
here's
for
my
you to
only
be out of
point.
office and
I just
start
asked-
behaving.
Let's.
I just
I mean,
asked-
act like an elected official. I know your wife's running.
Mr. Harvey,
Good.
Mr. Harvey.
This woman's
he-
asking people for a vote.
Mr. Harvey, Mr. Harvey, but the Mayor Pro Tem has the floor now. We have stalled your time. We're gonna give you everything you deserve, but we got to talk this through. Go ahead.
All
Go
I
ahead, Mayor
just
Pro Tem.
ask everybody, all our speakers, to be reminded that we have young people that we encourage to get involved in city government and families that are watching this program. And I say watching online. And for me, this is
Woman's
something-
running for office. I just repeated what she said.
If I may,
Go ahead, Gus.
Those weren't my words.
Mr. Harvey,
Yes, sir.
we're trying to work it out.
The polls are open. It is prohibited to electioneer this close to the polls. I suggest you move on. And I suggest this council move on.
At this point, Mr. Harvey, you can finish your
Okay,
50 seconds.
I'll include this recording in the video I make. Everybody's gonna hear it.
Yeah, yeah. But at this point, finish your comments.
Well, that
Thank
was,
you.
let me check my
Ms. Nance.
notes. Yeah, she's always in my DMs. You know, I could have prepared more disgusting stuff that this woman said, but I was going to play this recording. This woman is asking people for votes, and she acts. Can you imagine how bad it's going to be if her and Councilman Lowry are up on this council? Everybody's ready for the drama to stop. I do want to piggyback on what Rashard Loftus says. The records being blocked and the body camera footage being blocked is ridiculous. I even paid for my. Sorry.
Mr.
I
Harvey.
I even paid for my body camera footage already. And then after I paid for it, they sent me an email and said, oh, never mind, we're sending it to the Attorney General. So it's ridiculous the way they're blocking these records. Just release the records. Yeah, I didn't mean to press that, Mayor. All right, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Brandon Kentowski. There he is, had a hat on. Hey, Mr. Kentowski, welcome. Name and address for the record.
Brandon Kentowski, live on Oak Lawn. Thank you for the 3 minutes. And it's been a while since I've been speaking to y'all. So I know y'all been hearing from me on emails. Joseph Lowry, man, I wish you and Harvey would squash this, man. You've already told me you've tried to apologize to him. You were wrong in the beginning. You have admitted that to me, dude. I wish you would squash it. Just leave it alone. And he would leave you alone. He's trying to do the same thing you're trying to do, hold people accountable. Well, so you say you're holding people accountable. You're making memes and stuff about other people up here, dude. Come on, man. It's not how you do it. I got a lot of questions. A lot of, body cams and how the system works and stuff like that. I don't know what I'm doing. I just started this. So I'm learning as I go. So if we got to keep on shooting back to Olson and Olson, to the Attorney General, to the district courts, I got time. I got plenty of time to do that. I'm going to keep on requesting records and see how this thing works. I don't know how to do it. And nobody's telling me how to do it. But I think it's just easier if we're open and honest about what's happening. I'm just trying to get some body cam footage. I got issues with my neighbor and the police. The police, I don't believe they're doing the job correctly. They got erroneous views of the law. This guy back here saying when I shut my front door, it could be heard from over 50 feet. So technically I'm in violation. That ain't right. Man, I can hear music inside my house almost every day. Gotta listen to the siren still. I don't know if my neighbor knows somebody in the police station, whether it's a dispatch or somebody. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. So I'm learning. I mean, how much time I got? I got a minute. So I'm learning. I'm learning what to do. We can keep going back and forth. I don't have no dog in either one of them fights. I've been telling both of them online that they're both wrong and trying to get them corrected. They'd work as a team, man. I don't know how powerful they'd be. I'd be scared if I was at y'all's position if they got on the team. I ain't gonna lie. But we just want truth, transparency, and to hold people accountable. I think it's that age of accountability now. Now, whether somebody's corrupt or not, I don't think that's the case. I would say incompetent, but I don't want to offend nobody. I would say we're not knowledgeable in the processes because the processes have been the same for so long that people just don't know what to do. So I think that's the problem here. So I think if we just have open conversations, we can all get this settled out and people can be held accountable, So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Kentowski.
All right, let's walk through this slowly. This is the official application for a place on the ballot filed with the city of Lamarque. And right here, under print name, as you want it to appear on the ballot, she didn't just put her legal name, she added Sarah Make Lamarque Great Again Lowry. Let me say that again. She tried to put a campaign slogan on the ballot. Now let's go to the law. On February 5th, 2026, the city clerk formally rejected the application for failure to comply with Texas Election Code 52.031 subsection C. That statute governs what can and cannot appear on a ballot, And if you actually read 52.031C, it says a nickname may be used only if it does not constitute a slogan or indicate a political view. Great again is not a nickname. It's a slogan. It's a political message. It's not part of her legal name. It's not a suffix. It's not permitted. And that's why it was rejected. Not politics, not conspiracy, not racism, and not corruption. Basic election law compliance. Now, let's look at the instructions page of the application itself. It literally states all fields must be completed properly and in coordinates with the Texas Election Code. Failure to do so may result in rejection, which is exactly what happened. Now let's move to the text messages obtained through my records request. Here we see Councilmember Joseph Lowry immediately claiming corruption, claiming the city is stalling, threatening injunctions, accusing city staff of felonies. But then, look at the clerk's response. She says plainly, your wife's application contained a request to use a nickname or campaign slogan on the ballot. That is a violation of the election code. That's not me saying it. That's not spin. That's in writing. And here's the part nobody wants to talk about. When the application was rejected, I reported last week that Joseph Lowry was visibly emotional over it. Why? Because once you realize your campaign just got rejected for something that basic, it's embarrassing. It's not a complex constitutional argument. It's not a gray area. It's first page ballot compliance. If you're running for city council, if your husband already sits on city council, if you're alleging city corruption, maybe read the ballot rules before filing. Now let's look at the corrected application. Notice what's gone. The slogan. Suddenly, the application complies. And suddenly, it's accepted. So this wasn't suppression. This wasn't discrimination. This was fix the paperwork, follow the law, move on. And that's exactly how election administration is supposed to work. And that's what happens when we actually read the documents instead of the Facebook rumors. Everything you saw tonight came directly from the candidate application, the rejection letter, the text message exchange, the Texas Election Code, public records, not feelings, not speculation, documents. If you appreciate real oversight and not just political theater, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, drop a comment below and tell me what you think. Share this everywhere. My contact information will be down below in the description along with donation links, merch, membership options if you want to support independent investigative journalism. City information will also be down below. Because we don't answer to political families, we answer to the documents. And remember, sunlight is the best disinfectant, and I'll see you in the next video.
Tyranny, corruption, extortion. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. BZ Watchdog News Network.